So we'll go to the next talk, and this will be given by Nurit Sprecher, and she is the head of management, virtualization, standardization at Nokia. She'll be speaking about the evolution of ORAN management, automation, intelligent programmability. I think this is very important, and we'll hear from Nurit. Just a brief introduction. She has many patents. She's an ETSI fellow, a founding chair and vice chair of ETSI groups. She has led many global standardization in 5G automation platform, and she has also led harmonization efforts. So with that, I hand it over to Nurit. You have 20 minutes. Thank you for giving this talk today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the introduction, and congratulations, Shilin, for the recognition, and also for providing good background to my presentation, so it will help a lot to build on top of it. Can you hear me? Just can you confirm that you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move. So the presentation today will focus on the evolution of ORAN management, automation, and intelligent programmability. Just a bit of Nokia in ORAN Alliance. So Nokia was the first major vendor to join ORAN Alliance with a high level of commitment, and we are a major contributor to key areas in the areas of RAN management and automation, where we actually after to enable AI ML powered RAN intelligent controller and customization to support particular use cases, vertical use cases. Our intention that this is aligned with ETSI and 3GPP to provide the overall solution. Open, of course, with other organizations as well, but these are the key ones here. Open the RAN for innovation, leveraging the as a service paradigm. We also work on and contribute to the cloudification work with the intention to accelerate the evolution towards cloud native RAN and to enable flexible deployment option with kind of plug and play of software modules and platforms and infrastructure. We also contributing to the open fronthaul to enable this multi-vendor RU and DU combination with appropriate balance between RF performance, fronthaul bandwidth, and RU complexity. And we are working to progress and consolidate the fronthaul specification, which will be compatible when complement 3GPP. And regarding security, to ensure that we want native security and robustness, access control for information exposure, and programmability, trustworthiness, and data protection. We have a leadership positions. We are actually the rapporteurs of key aspects in multiple areas, and we also participate in leading some of the research groups, streams, specifically on architecture and security. We also just to highlight on top of that is that in addition to the work that we do in ORAN Alliance and the Next Generation Research Group, we also behind many of the co-creation parts of the Nurit platform code. So let's start focusing now on the ORAN management, automation, and intelligent programmability framework. So looking at the current state of the framework, and I will definitely try here to a little bit to be more in the context of challenging also, because we want also to be to evolve in a direction that can satisfy the needs also of 6G and the opportunities of 6G. So let's look at the framework, and I think Dr. Chilling presented it, of course, greatly, but let's look now at the details here. So if we look at the management and the controller, we actually have multiple management and control interfaces, protocols, and profiles towards the G0B. We have the ORAN for the FCAPs. We have profiles for the Nurit and for the different various elements in the G0B itself. We support, we have also the A1 to provide the policy management, and we have the open fronthaul M-plane, which actually support a hierarchical modeling between the DU and the RU. But also we can support a flat model and a hybrid model when some of the management capabilities are done by the RU are done by the DU, and some of them are done by the SMO. And for that, we actually also created the M-plane interface towards the RU. And we have the O2, which is going for the cloud management and orchestration. This is more the cloud resources. The architecture today lacks a northbound interfaces. The ORAN is starting working on that for the SMO exposure. And this is very important both for the integration within the end-to-end service management, but also to be able to expose capabilities that later on can be used even for the benefit of the vertical applications. ORAN Alliance enabled the deployment of third-party AI-empowered optimization algorithms as RApps and as XApps on the non-written RIC and in the near-written RIC, respectively, helping to customize the RAN for critical and value-creating use cases. The RApps that are running in the non-written RIC and the XApps that are running in the the RApps that are running in the non-written RIC and the XApps that are running in the near-written RIC are actually tight coupled today with the platform that they are running on. And to a certain degree, I would actually even say that they are exposed to the ORAN architecture and complexity. So the level of information that is exposed today to the RApps and to the XApps is still low, meaning that we need a lot of expertise in radio, in networking and the technology. And the end-to-end automation and intelligent programmability view of ORAN as a whole, with management control and data continuum, is a little bit limited today. So we have automation and programmability in the near-written RIC, we have it in the SMO. In the non-written RIC, we have some interface between them, A1 to provide policy, but except for that, a coordination of what the near-written RIC is doing and what is the non-written RIC is doing, a governance of that, etc., it is a little bit limited today. And I forgot to mention additional interface, which is the Y1, which helped to expose RAN analytic to external consumers. I just want to highlight that when we actually expose capabilities and information and services, of course, we always abstract something, but the level of abstraction is always increasing as we get further from the resources, and the level of concrete is increasing as we get closer to the resources. Same also for, I want to highlight, related to automation and programmability and customization. As we do things in the AI automation, as we do things closer to the resources or point of action, we gain a lot from a performance perspective. We're getting shorter delay to act on top of what we are doing. And as we actually do the analytic and the optimization in a more centralized place, we're actually gaining a lot from the broader perspective. So we have a broader scope to optimize and operate on top of it. And this is not wrong or right? It is a trade-off of capabilities. Sometimes I need really to make it very, very close to the resources, because the performance is very critical. But sometimes I want to really do it from a holistic perspective, the optimization, and to see the broad perspective, and then I want to do it in a much more centralized allocation. When I distribute it, I add some complexity, because now I need to coordinate and to mitigate conflicts, and maybe sometimes from the overall perspective, it's not the best decision that was taken. So I need a level of coordination, a level of delegation and escalation and interaction between all these components that are actually doing the AI and optimization parts. Now, when you talk about potential for evolution, it is not just to do things better, it's also to understand the opportunity with that. And we believe that with the evolution towards 6G, we see a lot of potential for the evolution of the Open RAN management, automation, and intelligent programmability, and to support new demands from emerging vertical applications and industries, and to make the RAN more contextualized, to make the RAN more specialized to support these use cases, and to make sure that it is supporting ecosystem programmability. And it has a lot of meaning behind it. It means that I really need to abstract and make it more easy to use, more simplified, etc. And of course, to take advantage also of the computing resources that we have at the edge, and to have more in-depth integration of communication and computing. So we see a need for much more application and services at the edge. I'm talking more about vertical applications that need low latency, that need high bandwidth, that need more security, more privacy. And I want to really distribute them across multiple distinct resources, and also be able to treat critical contact locally. So I want to use the resources that I have already in the Open RAN and use it smartly and intelligently. I want to create more specialized network with network slicing to support the diverse and the extreme use cases requirements. I want really to accelerate the intelligence that I already provide with the near real-time and the non-real-time and maybe in real-time with open APIs and AI ML for RAN programmability, and enable network sensing and exposure as a service, and to allow this more intelligent and flexible resource customization. And I want to look at the all management automation as a whole to support this intent-driven zero-touch autonomous operation, which is powered by AI and not limited only to the RAN and to the Open RAN, but see it in the overall end-to-end service. And really to ensure that we have these automated operations and cloud agility already from the ORAN, but it's already implemented to support the end-to-end. Now, if we look at the overall evolution that we want to see for the management automation intelligent programmability, what would be the design principle for the evolution? So I want to support next generation use cases. I want to integrate within the overall end-to-end service management and automation. I want to provide simple, flexible, and interoperable tool set that allow me to have diverse implementation and deployment scenarios, really to open up for innovation. I want the design to have native intelligence. I want the design to have native security. I want to be able to abstract the complexity as I want to open to third-party innovation. I don't want them to need to have any awareness of the ORAN architecture and the ORAN complexity. I want to be able to abstract the information and get valuable intent, get valuable help to customize the RAN. And I want to be to propose and expose capabilities and data as a service for the use of vertical applications. I want that can help them to optimize and do things better. I want to enable advanced capabilities like sensing, and I want to open up the RAN for third-party innovation. So looking at the management and automation perspective and how this actually is integrated into end-to-end. So a little bit about the landscape. If I look at the end-to-end service operation automation, we have organizations like ZSM that look at that. We have Team Forum that look at some aspect of that. And we have SA5 that provides sometimes the cross-run and core management and automation. And we all support the GSMA templates and the slice type that they actually defined in the next activity. We have also ZSM that actually work into the end-to-end framework, work on the end-to-end solutions, stitching work that is done in different organizations and putting them together to support the end-to-end service automation and assurance and service fulfillment and assurance. And we have ZSM that provides also key automation technologies that we can leverage and use them consistently across all activities in the industry. And it also looks at the security framework. When we look at the different domain level, management level for the RAN, we have the SA5 and ORAN Alliance, which work in very close cooperation in terms that and consistency and compatibility here. The ITF for the transport and 3GPP SA5 for the core. Of course, these are just the key organizations. But if I look at the overall roles, so end-to-end is really focusing on the orchestration, on SLA enforcement and assurance of the end-to-end service, end-to-end slice, and it takes and decompose the high-level parameters and allocate SLA budget to the various management domains. And it has an abstract, ideally abstract view of the domains, services, and sub-slices. And then the domain themselves are dealing with the resources, the SLA enforcement and assurance of domain-wide services. They interpret and translate the high-level parameters into the domain-level resources and decide on the placement of the network functions.
You have about 5 minutes Just,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, I didn't realize that it is so short. So just let me quickly do that. I will not deep dive into the technology here, and I'll send you the slides. But if we look at the ORAN, so ORAN actually fits nicely with the SMO into the ZSM architecture. It is actually an ORAN management domain that is provided and supported by the ZSM architecture. And there is a collaboration already ongoing between ZSM and ORAN Alliance with 4 streams that are actually looking at the touch points and to identify gaps, how to integrate the ORAN into the end-to-end service management, how to ensure that we have this service management and assurance, how to leverage the intent, how to leverage the closed loop automation with the delegation, with the escalation, with the interaction between closed loop and with the governance of the closed loop, how to leverage the AI enablers that ZSM has provided, how to leverage the security work that has been done, etc. So just to give you an idea, this is the end-to-end service fulfillment and assurance that ZSM has provided, and the domain, the ORAN domain, actually expected to provide these services to support the fulfillment and the assurance. That is something that ORAN Alliance need to provide in order to be able to be integrated into the end-to-end service assurance. Regarding the closed loop, because it can happen in multiple domains and in multiple levels, and multiple closed loop can run simultaneously, we need to provide the means to coordinate between them, to delegate from the end-to-end to the domain specific. By the way, in the ORAN Alliance, this would be from the SMO to the near real time and to the G0B, and be able also to delegate, etc. All these services are defined in ZSM, and they ensure continuous optimization and adaptation of the network and resource utilization and automated service assurance and fulfillment. Very important to align on that as well. ZSM is also working on a next generation closed loop, AI-powered closed loop. Important to look at these aspects. It can help us. ZSM also work on AI enablers with a lot of capabilities that are important to leverage in ORAN Alliance and ensure consistency across all points that AI actually appears in the ORAN Alliance. This is a little bit about the intent, the value of the intent. It is very critical. It helps to simplify and to hide of course, the complexity of the ORAN domain and the service complexity as well. It is a key element to provide the zero-touch, zero-problem experience. It should be easy to use, context-aware, and it should require limited telco know-how. And we actually need to align the activities across the industry in order to ensure that they interplay and that the intents are mappable and support the separation of concern. A lot of security concerns that are important to realize because of the openness nature of the framework and because of the nature of emerging technologies. It's important to have native security and also to leverage work that has been done here in ZSM. Of course, Network Digital Twin provide additional capabilities to empower the ORAN management automation and intelligent programmability, and by this virtual replica of the world, of the real world. Again, here I propose that we work in collaboration. I just want to highlight one more thing that is very, very important. It's very important that ORAN not only think about simplification of the management framework and actually try to consolidate and simplify the ORAN management towards 6G and reduce profiles and consolidate the interfaces, but also to think about harmonization of the platform. So as I said today, the XApp and the RApps are very much tight coupled to the platform they are running on. And we need to enable flexible deployment options for these third-party applications and in the future, any other apps. And we need to promote a common experience for application developers. So we need to target a loosely coupled common service environment with minimal or ideally no dependency between the business logic and the platform that they are running on. And we need to ensure compatibility with the common application FCAPs and lifecycle management for the applications. We need to ensure common service and data exposure framework and principles. And we need to ensure that we have model-driven APIs with common model abstraction. So just to provide my epilogue, because I got to the end, even though I didn't manage to get into the details, timing is everything, and we're already approaching 6G standardization, and OpenRAN will evolve to enable the full potential of 6G. The management, automation, and intelligent programmability of ORAN has the potential to help realizing the ambition to enable a vibrant ecosystem, to having faster innovation, and to support these next generation use cases. But simplification is key. And if we do it as simple as it can be, this will be a recipe for success. And we need to work to simplify the architecture and to simplify the framework and to align across the industry. There are still opportunities also for research in key technology areas related to AI, related to the closed loop, related to the intent, etc., and related to the exposure, related to the use cases. And I believe that automation and intelligent programmability is a big deal. And the use of intent, closed loop, and AI/ML, as well as ORAN exposure, will evolve incrementally, and we need to learn from real deployments and from implementations and from open source. And all this input should be fed back or channeled back into the standardization work. And it's very, very key that we align and leverage synergies across the industry, because this is essential to enable and to ensure end-to-end services, ensure adaptation, scale, and accelerate time to market. I hope I made it on time.
Thank you.
Maybe just if you allow me one comment that I forgot to mention because I jumped over the AI. When we talk about AI, it's not only that we need to have AI, we need also to have responsible AI that ensure fairness, that ensure reliability, that ensure privacy, data protection, that is transparent, that is sustainable, and that is accountable for what it is actually doing. Yeah.
Nurit, thank you. I know we allocated only 20 minutes and we ran out of time for any questions. If people have any questions, please put that in the chat box and I'll request the speakers to answer that. So I'd like to, first of all, thank you for your presentation. Each of the speaker, we have about 20 minutes allocated. And if you can finish within 20 minutes, maybe keep about 2-3 minutes for the Q&A. That way we can get some questions, right? So with that, let's thank our speaker, Nurit Sprecher. And it's very important topic you covered, right? For deployment perspective, hopefully, you can speak in future events. So with that, this is a small token of appreciation, and we also have a gift for you, and that'll be sent to your address.